Hi, my name is Karen Frischman. I'm a Pilates teacher from Los Angeles, and I am here to introduce you to the Contrology Spine Corrector and to look at the arm series and the stretch with the weighted bar. We're going to start with the arm series, and the beauty of the Spine Corrector is that we have multiple positions and we have multiple choices in where to put the student depending on where we want the maximum amount of stretch and what's going to be the best opening for the chest and the upper back for that particular student. So I'd like to start with exploring the different positions. Now, not all of these are going to be correct for Rayleigh, but I want you to know what your options are. So the mildest form of stretch or opening in the back is going to be where we put the tailbone on the lip of the Spine Corrector and the upper back on the top. So I'm going to have her. So Rayleigh, if you could step off for a second and come over to this side. There we go. We're going to move the Spine Corrector down so she has room. Now, when we get into this position, the legs can either be bent or they can be straight depending on the student. I always like to bring students into extension from flexion. So she's going to start with her tailbone on the edge. Arms are going to go straight forward. She's going to pull her center in, round her back so we can get the ribs into the barrel, and then she's going to open up. Palms face the floor, and we go over. So this is going to be our first position. And again, we can keep the knees bent, or she can bring her legs together. But what I want is to make sure that the pelvis stays in the same position, she's connected to her center, and she's connected to her back. So this is going to be our first option. What I like about this is that it really maximizes the opening or the extension in sort of the upper back or the upper thoracic spine. So I'm going to have her come up, and we're going to look at the second position, our second choice. Good. So if you could step off for a second. Now, one of the things I really like about the Spine Corrector is it's fairly lightweight for the apparatus, and it's easy to scoot around, it's easy to move around. All right, so choice number 2, she's going to sit right at the edge of the barrel for this curve. Tailbone against the barrel, arms straight again. She's going to round her back and roll back. We're going to make sure that those ribs are firmly supported by the barrel. The arms come overhead, and she stretches. So you can notice that in this position, she's actually at a different point in her back, a different curve. She's going to have a different opening. If she had some strain in her neck, I might put a pillow underneath to let it relax a little bit. But really, if we allow gravity to do its job, over time, that chest is going to open on its own. Good. All right, and then come up, round your back. Now, the third choice isn't used very often, and it's where we're going to be actually in the well. So I'm going to have her come back. There we go. And then she's going to round her back all the way over the barrel. Palms to the floor. There we go, ribs in, and then she comes up and over. Now again, it's a third choice. The apex of the barrel hits a different point in the curve in her back. This again is going to be for more advanced students or for somebody who I really want a more balanced curve. In my opinion, this curve is actually often better addressed on the ladder barrel and the back bends, but just know that it's an option. All right, so the arms go up. She's going to come up. Good. And I'm actually going to have her come back to that second position, and we're going to do the arm series there. So I'm going to move the barrel so she has a little bit more room for her lower body. Now, these exercises can be done with weights or without. I'm going to give really nice light weights. These are 1 pound. We work 1 or 2 pounds, probably no more, because we really want the body to do the work and we want gravity to assist it. So this is just going to give a little bit of resistance so we can let gravity do its job. So again, I would say for you in this position, let's bring your legs straight. There we go. Ribs in. She's going to round her back and roll back, and we're going to start with arm circles. Good. So the arms go overhead, shoulders come down. She's going to reach in a nice big arc, opening the chest, working through the shoulders. Good. Stay back. Relaxed elbows. palms to the floor. Now, what I'm looking for is to make sure that the scapula is working correctly. So it's working down her back. She's getting full range of motion. There we go. Good, and not too much strain in her neck. Now, I don't really like the position of her head, so I'm going to have her bring her head up for a second. We're going to give her a pillow and bring her chin down. There we go. And that, I think, is going to be a better position for her overall. And circle. That's it, good. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to reverse the direction. Good, making sure that the ribs stay in, the center is working, and the back is long. And reverse, shoulders down. That's it, good, and reach. And 2. Good, and reach. That's it. I'm just helping those scapulas stay down the back, moving in that. There you go. Nice range of motion. 2 more, please. So usually we do a set 3 to 5, depending on both the student's strength and ability. And then the arms come down. Relax through your shoulders. There we go. Now, ribs in. We're going to do what I call 1 up, 1 down. So we're going to take one arm and bring it overhead. Other arm comes by the waist, and we're going to stretch. We're going to take an inhale. Arms go up to the center. And then we're going to exhale, and we're going to stretch. And again, 2. And switch. And 3. And switch. Good. And switch, and 1 more. Good. And then we're going to bring the arms to the ceiling. Palms are going to face each other. Elbows are wide, and we're going to move into the hug. Now, this is one of my favorite exercises. We're going to take the shoulder blades. We're going to bring them together, open through the chest. We're going to bring the arms across the body. We're going to cross them nice and tight across the chest, and then we're going to bring the elbows down. We're going to relax the shoulders, and we're going to stretch. It's a lovely opening between the shoulder blades and the upper back. And then we're going to open. Again, shoulder blades pull together in the back. We're going to cross. We're going to bring the elbows down and stretch. We're going to do 2 more sets. Good, we're going to cross. When we cross the arms, we want to alternate which arm is on top. And bring it down. 1 more set. There we go. And again, we usually do about 3 sets, which would be a total of 6 hugs. Now, since we've been in extension and the head's been back for a while, I'm going to take the weights. There we go. Riley's going to bring her hands behind her head, elbows out wide. She's going to pull the ribs in, and she's going to use her hands to help her contract through the center. She's going to round her back. So we always end with a round back or inflection. There we go. And then she's going to sit up nice and tall. Now, we have one other exercise in the arm series. It's either called the stretch with the weighted bar or the breathing exercise. Same exercise, 2 different names, depending on where you learned. This is a 2-pound bar. You can also use a short box pole if that's what you have available in the studio. It's a fabulous exercise for breathing and for opening the chest. Arms go straight. We're going to get into it in the same way that we got into the arm series. So ribs in, back is around. Everything's going to roll into the barrel. Head's going to go back. I'm going to give her, so chin down. So I want a nice long neck. I gave her a little pillow to support so she doesn't have too much extension in the neck. Arms go up and over. Arms go to the ceiling and they come down. We're going to take an inhale as the arms go up. She's going to exhale as the arm goes over. And we're going to let gravity do its job here and allow it to open up the chest. Inhale up and exhale down. We're going to do 2 more sets. And exhale. So when I use a pillow, and I only use it when it's necessary for a student, I want to make sure that we're getting an opening in the chest and that we're getting an opening in the neck, but it's not too much strain on the student. Over time, as they're in this position, the head and the neck will settle in. Good, and relax. I want to make sure that, again, we don't have too much here, but that we have the ability to move into a more corrective position. So I don't want the student to be too comfortable. I want them to be able to work and to open, but again, I don't want to put them in strain. So with that being said, when we come out of this exercise, I'm going to take the bar or the pole, depending on what you call it. Hands go behind the head, elbows go out wide. She's going to use her center to pull herself up and over, allow that head to relax into the hands, and she's going to round her back and stretch. Sit up nice and tall. And that is the arm series and the stretch with the weighted bar. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.